Okay. And then Facebook, what did they announce on the 16th? So this is probably coming out after the 16th. Did you know that Facebook, and I think LinkedIn already did this, they are now saying, we're going to do AI, everything with your data, all the stuff that's on any of our platforms, we're loading it to the AI. We're going to build like a model about you and around you unless you uncheck that box. Like, yes, that's bad. And like, there's a certain degree of like, it's inevitable. If you're using these platforms, you are the product, but I don't think they've ever been able to leverage the data. Like they were collecting all the data knowing this day would come. That's what I think,
Yep.
right? They've
Yep.
been collecting all this data, but now the insights that you can get are just incredible. But you got to have all that data together, and you have to have it cleaned up in a way
Yep.
that like the LLMs can understand and analyze it. And so tools like yours help bring all that data into one house, and then you put an agentic wrapper inside your tool, and there's just going to be a lot of things that are coming that I don't think people are prepared for, but are going to be really, really powerful and are going to create that disproportionate leverage to the
Yep.
people that invest in this. And I think that digital marketers, again, I'm on a soapbox a little bit, are well positioned because things continue to change for them. So they're
Yep.
normal with this kind of like modus operandi. And so I think it's a huge advantage for anybody that's listening, that's a marketing agency, to go, okay, it's changing again. Like, don't get burnt out by that. Get excited about that, because if you start competing in adjacent businesses to this, you're going to be unmatched, because not everybody wants to keep reinventing the wheel. And once they've
Yep.
figured out how to do something, what I've seen in a lot of these legacy businesses, or Fortune 500 companies, like not all of them, but a lot of them have like a culture that's stuck in its ways, and they just think that they can operate the same way that they've always been operating, and they can just outspend and they can outbrand, which like TV ads are like non-existent, like even terrestrial radio. I had an old client that was spending $1 million a month on terrestrial radio, and like, what was it, $20,000 or something, or $30,000 on paid ads, and then even less on that on SEO. And I was like, I understand that this is what you've always done, but I'm
Yeah.
telling you, this is not the right way to go.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't listen, and then I got the filings that they're getting dissolved. So,
Shocker.
yeah, shocker, exactly. But anyways, so I would love, we're kind of getting close to time, but I would love for you to
Yeah.
like rapid fire, maybe share some interesting insights or things that you found in the data that people might not know. We could cliche say it's like the unknown secrets of internet marketing, or what are some internet marketing secrets that you could
Yeah.
share of things that people might not know, but because you see the data. I would love to hear kind of rapid fire some of those things. And then if
Totally.
you could share how people can find out more about what you're talking about, and check out the product, because I know it's .co, not
Yeah.
.com, which
Yeah.
and .co is what country is it? What country is it actually?
I actually don't know.
Oh, it's actually a country. It's actually a
Is it?
country link. Yeah.
I'm like, what? Well, yeah. What is? I'm like, isn't it Colorado?
Oh, there you go. Exactly. We're so like US centric here. Like we have
Totally.
no like concept of like,
Totally.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know what .co is. I think so. So one thing I would say, just more broadly around people and behaviors, we work with a lot of big brands, and a lot of people on the brand side tend to think about personas. And when they think about personas, they think about them demographically. And
Okay.
we think that's a massive mistake. You need to think about them behaviorally. And I'll give an example. This is a quick story about my mom and I. So my mom, love you, Mom. She's 67. Just said her name out loud, or her age out loud. She'd be pissed if she was sitting here. Okay, so I'm over at my mom's house, and we're talking in her kitchen. And on her kitchen counter, she has an iPad. Okay, so we're talking, and she goes, she's forgetting something. She's like, that's gonna bug me if I don't look this up. I'm gonna Google that. So she walks over to the iPad, and me being the like digital behavior nerd, I'm kind of kicking back like this, being like, okay. She walks over, she opens the YouTube app, and I'm like, there's no way my 67-year-old mother, who's an accountant, knows that Google owns YouTube. There's no way she knows that. And she goes, just let me Google that. So she types in her query, hits search, And right before she's about to touch a video, I go, Mom, stop. What are you doing? And she goes, what? I'm Googling. And I'm like, you're on YouTube. And she goes, oh, Charlie, I don't want to read. I want to watch.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
that behavior, what I just described, would typically be associated with ADHD 20-year-olds. My mom is 67. She's scrolling like a 21-year-old. And that actually, that story is so important, because what we're actually seeing in all the data is these behaviors don't just attach to demographics, they attach to much broader groups of people.
So Charlie, I got an interesting story for you like that. I'll be brief. My business partner's wife wanted to become a influencer online and wanted some attention online, I guess. And to grow her business, of course, she has a spa.
Yeah.
She had to grow. She wanted to grow her business. So we started using like data analytics, and we started doing research. And what I came up with was like, this was 6 years ago. Okay, like 5-6 years ago. And I said, we need to get on TikTok. And that was when everybody was like, TikTok's for, all these, tweens and all this kind of stuff. And I said, the search, and so basically I also had to identify, like, what do we want to talk about? Menopause. So menopause on TikTok 6 years ago, over 1 million followers now. Like 300,000 on Facebook. Like, we basically, like, we said, okay, like, here's demand that's not being serviced here. There's like low quality. There's not a lot of videos to serve. Let's start creating videos for this. We followed the data, and then from there we got all this visibility, and then we started to fan out on what we were doing. And oh, by the way, .co is Colombia. So
Colombia. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. And people use it as, I guess, corporation or company, but I looked it up. Co was originally representing for Colombia, but has been relaunched as a global domain for companies, startups, individuals, blah 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 blah, like how you're using it.
Cool. There we go.
Right, like, but random facts.
Very random. That story though is crazy. Like what you just said about like the finding the attention and then supplying that demand with something that's valuable. Like, yes.
But I wouldn't, like, no one would have guessed that. No one would have guessed, like, this is how we're going to build, like, unless you had the data, like, the data helped inform the decision. I was actually in a client's office yesterday, and they have a couple different service areas they wanted to go after. And basically we were going through search data, cost per click, how difficult it is to rank. We were thinking about some demographics. I was asking some questions because I didn't know enough of what it was. We were using another tool as well. And basically I was like, okay, boom, 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 boom. This is a decent amount of volume. The cost per click is similar to what you want to go after, but it better aligns with your brand. So, this is probably what we should go after. And it's actually what they originally wanted to go after, but we went through that whole life cycle process to determine this is the right fit, this is the right brand, and this is what we need to do. So it gave it a lot more confidence to, like, okay, let's kick it into full gear. But there was a lot of, like, I think that a lot of people get paralyzed today because there's too many options, or they want optionality. I feel like everybody wants optionality, and so they don't lean into what they need. And the data plus the analysis gets you to that point to know that, okay, I'm on the right track.